Greetings, welcome to my channel, A Place to Doc. I am Julia. I am really glad you joined me today, and we're going to do a fun reading today. Yesterday was the eclipse, and we are now in the land of in between. Okay, in between the lunar eclipse on March the 25th and the solar eclipse, which everyone talks about, on April the 8th. Okay, so let's see what we need to know about where we are. I feel we're at a turning point. Eclipses often are big changers, big game changers in our lives, even personally and also possibly collectively in the bigger world at large. So let's see what we can expect to have happen. And we're going to just explore some of those things that I've written down a few questions. So we're going to use the Morgan Greer deck today. And this is a common deck. A lot of people like it. I'll just show you a couple of cards. See, here we have the Chariot card. It's nice, big, and bold. Okay. Many of you know it already, but that's okay for those who don't. Okay, so first of all, we're going to shuffle the cards and we're going to ask, where are we right now, just as the eclipse is beginning and the energy is just shifting. Okay, so we are in the land of in between. So let's see where the cards, what Spirit says where we are. We're going to welcome Spirit to invite us to find out where we are. First of all, we have the first card just popped right out, so I'll take that. This is the Seven of Wands. We are standing our ground. We have achieved a certain level of authenticity, and if anyone's coming up against us, we have set our boundaries and we know how to say no to other people, or else we're learning how to, let's put it that way. Another card we have is the Page of Cups. I love this because right away what I think about this is we are rewriting our story. See, because this page, he talks to that fish and he tells the fish stories of his life and whatever is emotional and all the different things that he's gone through. Maybe he's pouring out his heart. But this is an opportunity to change our story, to change our view of where we're going, and to rewrite our whole story for our life. Okay, so let's just ask one more. Where are we right now? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, things are changing. There is a big cycle of change at play for not just us in our little lives here. Well, I shouldn't say little, but you know, like in the big picture, there's a lot going on. Okay, this hand here is turning the wheel. Things that were hidden are coming to light, and things that are a light that need to be dealt with are going to be dealt with. Okay, so we are at a very pivotal point. I'm going to call this the turning point. Okay, we are at a turning point. So that's awesome. Where do we get going? So now that we're here, where are we going to go? What future are we going to, what direction do we need to go? And where are we aiming for? So let's just check here. We are, okay, I'll just take these the way they came. First, I have this one, the Eight of Wands. Many things are changing. Momentum is picking up quickly. We're going to get information. We're going to get news, and life is going to change. I just intuitively get AI. Things are going to happen quickly, and we will be always seeming like we're trying to keep up with it. Okay, so we're going to definitely need to be aware of what's going on, what things are happening in the world, and keep on top of it. So we keep learning as we need to. Okay, so we're not left behind. Not that we'll be left behind, but you know, we want to be proactive instead of reactive. So where else do we get going? Now I have these two cards together, so I'm just going to look at them. We have the Eight of Swords, which means that we're going internally, and then we had the Two of Wands, which means we're looking for the plan going ahead. So internally, we have to find the right truth that will lead us forward. And this is going to be our own truth, not anyone else's truth. What is the most important thing for us going forward? How do we, I'm going to say the word escape, and we're going to come to that later, but how do we escape out of where we feel trapped? Okay, so she has to get out of this blindfold, and she is actually bound up by the wind. It looks like the wind is blowing her dress. So she's just swirled around. She might just need to do a little spin and get herself out of there. So however else she wants to do this, there's a way for her out. Okay, there is a way of escape. Okay, and the next one is where do we get going? We really need to look here and see where we're going with this. And on this card is the lily and the rose. And the lily and the rose represents death and new life. Okay, so we're coming through something. We're definitely leaving something behind with that eclipse. We've cut things out, and it was in a lunar eclipse in Libra, which means some relationships might have been edgy or being pushed to their max. Okay, so we've had to rejig how we're going to figure out these relationships. We're going to need to see what things worked with them and what things didn't work with them, and maybe apply new strategies so we can create better relationships with these folks in our lives as we go forward. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these all back in. We're going to ask, how do we express ourselves in powerful ways? Because now the sun is also in Aries, so we're feeling that powerful energy coming up within us, and we're wanting to get spring on. You might see people saying, I want spring to come, but it's more than just spring. It's the attitude of that energy that's internalizing, that we just feel inside of us. And how are we going to express this to other people? How are we best to express our truth in a powerful way? Well, let's just ask that question. How are we best supposed to express our truth in a powerful way? Okay. So here we have first of all the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man here is going within and meditating. So to best express our truth, we need to really think about what we think about. Okay? The Hanged Man gets a new perspective on his situation. So we're going to really think about our perspective. We're going to think about how we're best to express ourselves with the idea that we've actually nurtured and learned about. So there's things that we've been contemplating. We're going to think about what's the best way to speak them out. And we will definitely find them. We have here the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is victory. The Ace of Swords is insight and clarity. And see, all these clouds, they're things that were keeping us confused. They're cleared up. And interesting, I'm just going to note it again. Here we have the lily and the rose, the two flowers that symbolize death and rebirth. We're letting the old go and we're finding a new way. So find the new you, how you really want to express yourself to someone. Maybe find a new phrase or something that you can catch on to, that you can just say, this is the new me. I'm going to say this phrase to myself primarily, but if it comes up to other people, to encourage them as well, to show that you are victorious in life. Okay? And the other one is, we have the Justice card, which is truth itself. It is justice and our truth. So we have come now to a place where we are going to speak truthfully. We're going to speak with, with utmost power behind our words. Okay, we're going to know exactly where we stand, and it's going to be right ingrained into us. So it's going to come out naturally and flow very clearly and very truthfully to other people. So that's how we're going to express ourselves. So express yourself with patience with other people and patience with yourself. We're going to express ourselves with clarity, okay? Have definite words that you can use to speak with other people. And then definitely speak from where we've gleaned our truth and where we know we stand, Okay, so awesome. Now we're going to look at Mars in Pisces. Mars has just gone into Pisces on March the 22nd. I don't know if you felt the shift. It's an energy shift that's subtle, and it goes all the way to the end of April, on April 30th, and it changes again. So for these few weeks, we have Mars in Pisces. Mars in Pisces can be an escape artist. Okay, there's lots of different things that are great about this. We're going to look at these three things. Escape artist, we're going to look at how we sacrifice, and we're going to look at how we can explore our dreams. So those are three aspects of Mars and Pisces that we'll just take a quick look at. Okay, so first of all, where do we need to escape? Let's ask that. First we're going to say, where do we need to escape? And then we're going to ask where we need not to escape. Okay, so where do we need to escape? Okay, let's see. So some things we do need to escape from. Okay. All right, first of all, we have, again, the Page of Cups, We need to escape those old stories that hinder us, that keep us buried in our emotions and that we can't go forward. So anything that keeps us stuck, those stories that maybe we hear in our head from other people, which maybe they don't even say, we're going to eliminate those stories. Okay, so what else we need to, where else we need to escape? We have this Judgment card. This is amazing. This is death and rebirth again as well. And we're going to make sure that we leave behind everything that is no longer serving us. Okay, this is a very powerful card here. We have to really think about what do we need to leave behind, because going forward we need to have this gone out of our life so it doesn't hinder us and slow us down anymore. And the other card we have here is the Queen of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Swords is like very decisive. She's very clear and knows exactly what she wants. So this is what we're going to have to say. These specific things in my life, I no longer will have in my life. I will no longer tolerate them in my life. And we're going to move on. We're going to let those old things go, and we're going to escape those things that hinder us. Any bad addictions, we're going to do our best now to cut them out. Anything that was really holding us back or hurting us, we're going to let it go. Okay, and we're going to be decisive on those things, and we're going to know our truth. Okay, now we're going to ask about sacrifice. Mars in Pisces can sacrifice. Pisces can tend to be very forgiving and overlooking things. Now this is for everybody, not just people in Pisces, but the Mars right now is in Pisces for everyone. So Mars in Pisces makes us we can be a little bit easier on people maybe when we shouldn't be, or we might have mercy when we shouldn't have mercy. But so what we're going to say is, where are we ready to sacrifice? Where are we ready to give up too easily? Okay, so do we give up our power? Where do we give up our power too easily? You're going to love this. Where do we give up our power too easily? Okay, we have the Page of Cups again. Okay, so I'm shuffling these, and this came out again. So we really have to think about this. So internalize this. Where are we giving up our power too easily? To other people's telling us our stories, to our own stories that might not be true, things that we've dreamed about for maybe a very long time that were just keeping us in dreamland. We have to now stop that from taking our power away. Okay, and where are we ready to give up our power? And we have the Tower. So things are going to change. We have to realize that we're going to have to give up our power in some areas of life that are definitely saying this has to change. Where things change, we have to let it go, and we're going to get epiphanies. I love this powerful energy, because we're going to get new ideas that are going to burst us into a new way of thinking and a new life, and new patterns in our lives. And then we have where do we too readily give up our power, and we have in nostalgia. This is connected a little bit to that Page of Cups as well. This is the Six of Cups. So sometimes we're off in our dreamland thinking and wishing how life would be, and we keep thinking this is going to happen, and this is our dream. Okay, so we have to make sure we don't give in to our dreams that are keeping us stuck. Okay, we need to have dreams with a plan going forward so that they can actually come to fruition, instead of just staying and keeping us in the Mars and Pisces wishy-washy land. Okay. All right, so we're going to ask though, what new dreams can we explore, and what dreams should we be exploring and creating with our imagination, because Mars is also very creative in Pisces. So where should we be creating, and where should we be exploring during Mars in Pisces? Okay, so first we have the Four of Wands, which is an extremely creative card. We will be at a great place of celebration. This looks like a wedding celebration. There's no people in this card, but this is like a portal as well. Okay, you have the 11, you have two wands on each side that are holding it up. This represents, this is like one of the best cards in the deck. So let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate our lives and celebrate where we've come and where we're going, and realize that this is a turning point. So when you do have, say for example, if this is a marriage card, that's a huge turning point in our lives. So we just can realize that this eclipse right now is kind of like mimicking that type of change in someone's life when they get married. We are right now at a very pivotal point in our lives, and our lives are going to change completely, okay? And the other thing that we need to explore is this is the Four of Swords. This is rest, okay? This is time to have repose, time to just lay our swords down and say, I'm not going to fight this battle right now. I'm going to just rest and meditate and get new insight for strategy going forward. And also, where we're going to explore, we have another repeat card. This is the Ace of Swords. So we're going to explore new ideas that Spirit is giving us. What new places are we going to go, and what new victories are we going to achieve? So maybe we need to really think about, what are the victories that I want to have in my life, and how can I get there? So that's what we're going to need to explore. Okay? That's awesome. So what I'm going to do is set that deck aside. We're going to pull some other cards. We're going to use the wisdom of the Oracle, and we're going to ask first a message from the moon, from this lunar moon. What is the main takeaway that we can ask for this lunar eclipse that we just came through? And we have the word peace. Okay, so this just right away makes me think of those two flowers, the lily and the rose. And when we let things go, there's a time of mourning, but then we have to find that inner peace, that we have to just let it settle in our hearts so that we can just plant new seeds and start again. So come to a place of peace. The moon is saying, when this eclipse is happening right now, maybe especially between the two, stay in peace. Maybe it's not the best time to start something new. Just plan it and think about it, but stay in peace. And we're also going to ask, I'm going to just switch decks, and we'll ask the same thing. The message of the moon, we're going to use the Angel Answers deck. Angel Answers card. What can we expect with this new moon? The lunar eclipse. Okay, see, here we have the first card that comes out is not the right time. So in between these two eclipses, just stay quiet and stay meditative, okay? And the other one says, look for a sign, okay? I think we had this one last week as well. Look for a sign, something that indicates to us we're on the right track, okay? And if you have any special signs, please leave them in the message below. I'd like to know what other people see for signs as well, and then we can learn from each other as well. Okay, now we're going to go back to this deck, and we're going to ask about the Mars in Pisces. So what is the message that we can learn for Mars in Pisces with all that energy of what we already talked about? Mars in Pisces, being back and forth. Okay, this is excellent. This note says, there's no place like home. So when you're out and you're feeling the pressure and the not sure what you're going to do because things are all up and down, when you want to escape, there's no place like home. So it is good. We can find a place of escape. We can go to our comfortable place and stay there. That will be fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so we're going to ask another one. What does Mars in Pisces need to tell us? And it says, truth be told. Okay, here's the little owl. There's masks in the bottom here, and we have to look through that little window and see, what are we needing to see, and find our truth. Just like that Ace of Swords kept coming up, there's some truth that we're going to be absorbing and making part of who we are. Okay, so truth needs to be told first to ourselves so that we can tell it to other people as well. Okay, and then let's ask the Angel Answers card as well for the Mars in Pisces. What do we need to know with Mars in Pisces? Okay, so Mars in Pisces, we first have unlikely. Okay, so during Mars in Pisces, sometimes it can be up and down and up and down. So things might not be able to be completed during this time. Okay, but however, we also have the card that says opportunity. So there are still opportunities that are coming that we need to be aware of and implement into our lives. But we just also have to realize which ones are not going to implement, that we should not implement. Maybe things from the past we have to let go, and then embrace the new ones that are coming into our lives. Okay, that's amazing. Well, you know what I'm going to do just to close us off? I'm going to read one more card from Healing with the Angels. We have this deck here, Healing with the Angels, Oracle cards, and we'll pull one final card for a last message for all of what we've just talked about, just to kind of cover it all and to give us an overall arching message. And they all want to stay there. So hang on. Okay, okay. You know what? All three cards came out, so we're going to take all three. We have spiritual growth. This is definitely a time for big spiritual growth, this turning point between the eclipses. And then we have dreams. This is Mars and Pisces. Definitely take time to write down your dreams, think about your dreams, and just enjoy the dream part of it. And then there's abundance. Okay, so we are going to see the abundance of opportunities coming to us, and we will be ready for them on the other side of April the 8th. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've watched the whole thing. That is amazing, and I hope that you have a wonderful eclipse season. Please let me know what area of your life that it has changed, or if you can, in the bottom in the comments. And I wish for you a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.